Welcome to PlayStation Corner. My name is Jeeb, and today we have a list of new games coming to the PS Plus service. We'll cover games being added to both the extra and premium tiers today. If you enjoyed today's content, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Alex and I would really appreciate it. Also, if you plan on picking anything up from our list today, drop a comment down below to let us know which ones you'd be most likely to enjoy. And without further ado, here's this week's list. First game up is Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Kazuma Kiryu, once a prominent Yakuza, faked his death and left his identity behind to protect his family. Now operating under a name Joru, he's drawn back into a conflict by a mysterious figure determined to expose him. The game centers around action-packed combat, offering two distinct fighting styles. The Yakuza style focuses on raw power and aggressive techniques, while the Asian style prioritizes speed, precision, and the use of gadgets like electrified wires to immobilize and counter enemies. Players can switch between these styles to adapt different scenarios. Beyond the main narrative, the game features side missions and activities. Players can explore intricate locations, take on tasks from informant named Akami, or engage in mini-games like karaoke, clubs, or pocket racing. I've tried to get into this series in the past, not the specific game, but the series, but with no luck. But that's okay, that's just not for me. But I know some of you out there really love this game and series, and it's awesome to see them come to the PS Plus extra subscription. Atlas Fallen Region of Sand is an action RPG based in the world of Atlas. The gameplay centers around hunting massive, legendary creatures in fast-paced, combat-driven encounters for either solo or two-player co-op. Players can manipulate the sands to create powerful weapons and unleash devastating abilities. Exploration is a key feature, with a richly designated fantasy world filled with hidden secrets and lurking dangers. Customization is extensive, offering over 170 essence stones to tailor your abilities and playstyle. I don't know much about anything of this series, but it does sound like an awesome game. It's available to play on your PS Plus extra tier. For fans of the series and genre, it's likely a great option to see added to your PS Plus subscription. I am unfamiliar with this game, but I'm very familiar with Gundams. My brother was a huge Gundam fan when we were kids, and I used to be in awe of his Gundam models that he would build. They just have such an amazing design that reminds me of like a grown-up style of Transformers. And just the colors and the angles and everything about them really made me interested as a kid. Anyway, Gundam SD Battle Alliance is an action RPG that brings together mobile suits and characters from across the history of Mobile Suit Gundam. The story unfolds in the G universe, a world where key moments from Gundam history are altered by a phenomenon known as breaks. As the leader of a 3-unit squadron, your mission is to correct these distortions and restore the timeline. Combat features dynamic animations and a variety of mobile suit weaponry. Players can engage in fast-paced battles while piloting mobile suits designated with realistic weathering effects, emphasizing their role as tools of war. Progression allows you to collect resources like capital and expansion parts to upgrade and customize your mobile suits. The game features both a series spanning of Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, and many more, offering a comprehensive dive into the Gundam universe. Again, if it wasn't very obvious, I don't know much about this series, as I probably mispronounced every single thing that was written here, but it does sound really cool, it does look cool, and I don't know, just Gundams are really cool, so it's cool to see this one added to the series. Sayonara Wild Hearts is an arcade rhythm action video game. It's a pop album video game that combines elements of dance, fighting, and motorcycle racing. Really interesting combination here. Players take on the role of the Fool, the masked alter ego of a young woman whose broken heart disrupts the universe's balance. Guided by a diamond butterfly, she embarks on a surreal journey to restore harmony. The gameplay includes a variety of mechanics like riding motorcycles, skateboarding, sword fighting, laser shooting, all set up against a backdrop of vibrant visuals. The game's custom pop soundtrack drives the experience, with levels designed to sync with the music. The goal is to chase high scores and progress through fast-paced, visually dynamic worlds. It's designed to tell a story through music and visuals, which I find really interesting. I've never given this one a spin, but I might just have to now that it's available on my PS Plus subscription. ANNO Mutationem is an action-adventure game with RPG elements set in a neo-lit cyberpunk world. You take on the role of Anne, a combat-trained lone wolf on a personal mission in a sprawling metropolis filled with mega corporations, fringe groups, and strange creatures. The gameplay features a blend of 2D and 3D mechanics. You switch between 2D action platforming and 3D exploration to interact with the environments and its inhabitants. The world includes diverse locations from massive cities to intricate underground structures, allowing for exploration and revisiting areas to unlock new events. The story follows Anne and her hacker sidekick, ANNO, as they navigate a dark and twisted narrative within the cyberpunk setting. You can collect, craft, and upgrade items, modify weapons with chips, and improve stats, skills, and gears along your journey. This is again not a game I've ever heard of before, but it looks like something I actually might get into if I tried. I'm sure fans of the series and the genre are happy to see this one come to the PS Plus subscription. Orcs Must Die 3 is a third-person action-adventure shooting, strategy, and tower defense game. Players can tackle the action solo or team up with friends to deploy a variety of traps, weapons, taking down waves of orcs with precision and strategy. The story takes place 20 years after Orcs Must Die 2, following the war mage and sorceress as they rebuild their order and train their new apprentices. Beyond the main campaign, players can test their skills in Endless Mode, Weekly Challenges, and Scramble Mode. With its mix of strategic planning, action-packed combat, and new features, Orcs Must Die 3 builds on the series' core mechanics while introducing fresh ways to take on the orc hordes. The only tower defense game I've ever played before was Balloon TD that you used to play on Miniclip back in the day on school computers. Leave a like on this video if you remember the good old days of Miniclip. But yeah, not a game I've ever tried before, but this is cool to see to come to the PS Plus Extra tier. Okay, the next couple games are being added to the PS Plus Premium tier. This is the $17.99 a month Premium tier. After these two entries, we'll finish out the list with a few more PS Plus Extra tier games. And the last one is definitely a huge game you're not going to want to miss. Alright, the first game being added to the PS Plus Premium tier this month is Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, originally released in 2009 on PlayStation 2. It takes you on a perilous, around-the-world quest for the Staff of Moses. This classic third-person action-adventure has been enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. The plot centers around Indy's search for the Staff of Moses, a journey which takes him to several locations, including Sudan, Panama, San Francisco, and Nepal. The game incorporates a linear structure and includes puzzles to solve, obstacles to clear, and enemies that must be defeated through the hand-to-hand combat. I've never played this one before, but I am a fan of Indiana Jones. I think it's really cool that this game is available in its original form, in its classic form, and it's going to drop on the PS Plus Premium subscription for you guys to check out. Alright, the last game to be added to the Premium tier is Medievil II. The sequel to Medieval, released on the original PlayStation in 2000. This version features up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters, making this classic look better than ever. All really nice quality of life updates. You have to challenge the powers of darkness and untold magic, as Sir Daniel Forscave returns from his grave to thwart the evil sorcerer's plans. Arm yourself with mighty arsenal of weapons, including swords, daggers, and crossbows, hammers, and even the occasional chicken drumstick. Solve fiendish puzzles and riddles, face ghoulish enemies that will strike fear into the bravest of souls. All of it set to a spine-tingling soundtrack. Another awesome classic to see added to the PS Plus Premium tier, and I'm really excited to check this one out for myself. That's what's getting added to the Premium tier this month, and the remainder of the list is going to be more games added to the Extra tier. Citizen Sleeper is a narrative-driven RPG inspired by the tabletop role-playing games. You'll play as a sleeper, a digitalized human consciousness housed in a corporate-owned artificial body. Stranded on Erlen's Eye, a sprawling space station, your goal is to survive and build relationships, navigate the station's factions while evading the corporations that want you back. The game's mechanics revolve around dice rolls, time management, and player-driven choices. Each cycle, you use the dice you're dealt to decide how you spend your time working, forming alliances, uncovering secrets, or simply trying to survive. Players can also hack into stations' networking, uncovering hidden data and unlocking new areas. This unique ability reveals secrets, rogue AIs, and lost information that can change your future. The PlayStation version includes all the post-launch combat, adding new characters, locations, and late-game storylines that expand the lore of the story. It's a great indie title, and it's now part of the great lineup of games added to the PS Plus Extra subscription. Wrapping up today's list, we have God of War Ragnarok. It's now available on your PS Plus subscription. I don't typically play these big story games that often, but I make exceptions for games like this one, the best of the best. I started playing the original God of War when I picked up my PS Plus subscription, and now when I get done with that one, I have a new game to play. God of War Ragnarok continues the story of Kratos and Arceus as they face a looming threat of Ragnarok. Set across the 9 realms, the game follows their search for answers while contending with Norse gods and mythical creatures. Players will explore diverse landscapes, from frozen tundras to lush forests, encountering enemies that challenge Kratos' combat skills. Armed with the Levian Axe and Blade of Chaos, allowing for more customizable and fluid combat experiences. Arceus also brings unique skills to the battlefield, expanding strategic options, dungeons, encounters. As Asgardian forces prepare for war, the journey tests the bond between father and son in a world on the brink of collapse. The game has a ton of immersive settings, gameplay features, and a gripping story that keeps players hooked to the series. This is an excellent game and brings a ton of value to your PS Plus subscription. That's going to wrap up today's list of the new games coming to PS Plus. Will you be trying any of these games out? Or have you already played any of these games? Let us know in the comments down below. Please make sure to drop a like on this video on your way out and subscribe for more lists, deals, and weekly content from PlayStation Corner. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.